Whoa! Look at that!
This is a big fish.
Oh my God!
As you know, I've spent a big part of my life exploring Ontario and sampling some of the best fishing experiences the province provides. But the thing about Ontario that I've come to appreciate is that whenever I begin to think I've hit most of the best trophy hotspots, others just keep popping up that I find myself forced to go explore.
I'll sure say this for that Honda. That puppy's quiet, huh?
Yes, I've fished many lakes in the Canora region of northwest Ontario before. But as it turns out, I've been driving right past perhaps one of the finest of them all for gigantic walleyes and smallmouth bass. Introducing Dahak Lake and Dahak Lake Lodge, a drive-to facility which makes it amazingly easy to get to. As you can plainly see, a stay at a beautiful lodge like this in the middle of the Canadian wilderness is worth the price of admission alone. I'll also tell you in advance that when it comes to great food, accommodations, service, and professional guides, everything is absolutely first rate. But of course, the big draw to Dahak Lake is world-class fishing, and you should know a little bit about what I mean by that, even before we get into our actual experiences fishing there early last June with pro staffer Wayne Enger and lodge owner Ted Putman.
It is a beautiful night.
It sure is.
It smells like a walleye night, you know?
All right.
So why Dahak Lake for so many big fish of so many species, including walleye, smallmouth bass, lake trout, northern pike, and even crappie? Number one, we're talking about a lake that has a depth of over 400 feet, that's loaded with prime structure, and a forage base that truly has the ability to produce monster fish.
There we go. Hey, good job.
Oh, look at the color on that.
Holy cow, that's 26, 27 inches.
Secondly are the conservation measures the lodge has in place.
27 and a half.
There you go.
Total catch and release. The use of barbless hooks and refraining from targeting spawning fish by setting up refuges in certain areas all ensure the lake's natural big fish populations are always kept intact.
Look at the size of this walleye and the width of it for the length. And just is beautiful. The golds, and I love these walleyes out of the clear lakes like this. Just love them. If you're a big walleye fisherman, if you like toads, I mean real toads, this is some place up here you need to consider.
See here, a catch and release world record walleye from Dahak that went over 19 pounds. Dahak also holds the catch and release world record smallmouth, measuring 24 inches, that tipped the scale at 8 pounds 11 ounces. Oh, and how about a lake record 52-inch northern pike, just for giggles? Enough said for now, but knowing all of this, you can imagine why Wayne Enger and I were both in a rush to get out for walleyes.
There we go.
Well, it doesn't feel too bad.
The fact is, there are many, many Canadian lakes where it's easy to go out and catch smaller walleyes in huge numbers. And that's good too.
Ooh, that's a nice eye, I think.
On the other hand, places to go where you're almost guaranteed multiple walleyes over 28 inches are exceedingly rare.
Ooh, it's a good fish.
Oh,
That's a big fish.
Isn't that nice?
Wayne, that's a big fish.
That is a hog.
Woo!
Oh, for
Holy
beautiful too. Look how
buckets.
yellow. That is a nice one.
That on a crawler too?
No, that was on a minnow.
It was.
Yeah.
And my minnow's gone. Well, I was netting yours.
Well, I saw another fish there.
Where's the measuring board? Holy man.
There's a beauty. Look at that. What a fish. That is a awful nice walleye.
It's a big fish.
Let's see how long it is. Even if it got so thick, it looked bigger than
Almost 28.
that. Yeah. Beautiful.
That is a
Well, I think we'll slide her
Big.
back in the water.
Big eye. Now you got me excited, mister.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the Canora area of Ontario and Dahak Lake, where lodge owner Ted Putman joins us for our ongoing quest to hook into big walleyes.
Marking fish again, guys.
I found Dahak Lake maybe 15 years ago as a guest, and I came up here many years with my daughters and my family and my friends. And I finally found a place where I could drive into a nice resort, have wonderful fishing, have great service, a nice meal, and not have to worry about anything except spending time with my family and friends.
Ooh, looks like you got something heavy there.
I guess.
What I discovered many years ago here at Dahak Lake is based on all of our conservation policies
So clayfish here.
and our catch and release from all of our guests, and the fact that there's no public access, is we have an amazing walleye and smallmouth fishery. And over the years, they've continued to grow.
And then all of a sudden my rod just stopped jigging away and it just stopped.
So therefore, when you come here, you've got a very good chance of catching a 28, 29, even 30-inch fish.
Oh, that's a good
pretty
fish.
one. Geez, nice fish.
That's a good fish. Yeehaw!
Last year, we released over 200 walleye 28 inches or larger in just a 15-week season. So we guard that and we protect the fishery.
These fish are so broad-shouldered.
We throw everything back so you have a chance at really a fish of a lifetime.
Look at this. Dahak Lake. This is an average here. I mean, my God, there's big fish here.
Fishing for big walleyes is always a matter of extreme focus and concentration, because bites aren't frequent like they are when you're going after numbers.
Okay.
Beautiful. I love the color. Beautiful.
All these walleyes here are like that here.
In my mind, that's always the fun of trophy fishing for anything. You always have to be ready.
Now that was quick. I dropped it just down, and I was getting myself ready to go, and here it comes.
Then, when the only thing you're thinking about is big walleyes, very often something unexpected happens that sets the excitement level of everyone in the boat on fire.
Pike. That's a big pike.
I thought it felt like that.
That fish has got to be 40-some inches.
We open in mid-May and we close in early September, so just a quick 4-month season.
Okay, let's see if we can break him up.
But during that 4 months, you have a range of species to target, depending on how you want to catch them and what you want to use to catch them.
He's got that line just slightly in his mouth.
We've got big walleye shallow and at the opener well into June. The bass fishing is incredible early. Once you get into July and August, a lot of the topwater guys will show up.
Yeah,
That's a big fish.
for sure.
I can't even listen.
That is a good one.
And then as the season progresses and you get into early September, the big pike and lake trout come back up.
That is a big heavy fish.
Okay. Can we lift him a little higher? That's a nice shot. Nice
Okay.
pike.
That is a beautiful fish.
So depending on what you want to catch and how you want to catch it, you really have lots of options throughout the summer season.
On Dahak Lake, spawning occurs mostly on shallow reefs, a few long shoreline points, and creek inlets. So at this time, we're primarily fishing jigs tipped with minnows or leeches over the tops of shallow reefs between 8 and 20 feet deep. I just move along with a very slow presentation, waiting for bites while barely lifting and lowering my rod tip to keep contact with the bottom.
This one, I believe, is a walleye, fighting like a walleye. Yeah, very nice walleye.
You know, Mr. Inger, you're getting less fun to fish with by the minute.
That is beautiful. Well, you just, babe,
Meat
you're
hog, I
doing
know.
a
I
great-
get it. I sit
you're
up
doing
here.
a
I'm
great
supposed
job.
to sit up here and do all the work, and you just sit back there and whack them.
You're doing a great job. You just keep doing right what you're doing. I love it.
Was that about 24.5?
25.
25.
That'll work.
So, thank you, babe,
You're
for
welcome.
putting me on this one. It's always nice.
I was up in about 11 feet is all.
Oh, She's good and alive.
So I had stopped out where I did. I wanted to slide into this thing and do the shallow end of this first. Okay, back to the Canora area of Ontario and Dahak Lake. This is like if a guy's out hunting just a trophy buck. You know what I mean? And you know you're not going to get a bunch of cracks at it, but you know that they're there. Now, the best timing for big walleyes here is from the opener in May through July. So our early June timing couldn't be better to cash in on big post-spawn fish. Oh, there we are.
All right.
Big fish. If you folks are looking for a place to go catch trophy walleyes, understand you may not, oh, look at this tanker.
Oh, wow. Another pig.
But I mean, if you're looking for a place to catch giant walleyes, this is it.
One of the nice things about being a fisherman is you're always learning and growing.
Oh, yes, sir.
And there is another monster.
And I've been on this lake system for over 17 years now.
Nice fish. Oh, that's gorgeous. Love
Every
the colors
bite you
on
get
those
is
things.
nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
When Babe showed up, it was just like a kid in a candy store. He showed me spots and techniques that I had never thought of, and because of that, we caught more fish than I ever could have dreamed of in just a couple of day window. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I got it marked right here on the Garmin. Bet you're kind of glad that I said, let's go to this point, huh?
Well, she is definitely putting some pressure on her.
That one's only about 5 or 6 pounds. 7, 8.
27 and a quarter.
I've been missing my guesses too much on them, have I?
Oh, beautiful. That'll work. Good job.
It's another thing though, Ted, you don't expect fishing and catching this kind of walleyes on a lake that you can drive to. This lake here, you have such a basin to it, 420 feet of water. I mean, there's such a second story that doesn't get fished at all. So there's a lot of these fish never get touched.
Do I have it right that all of your portage lakes, there's only going to be one fisherman or one group under, one boat and one group under a time, so you got nobody to hassle with.
You have your own private lake, and that's it for the day.
That's pretty amazing.
The next day, you go to a different lake.
So our guests come up to the lodge every morning, have a great breakfast, and at that point, they're assigned one of the lakes, of which we have 18, where they can have their own private lake for the day. They take their lunch and their rod. They fish all day, all afternoon.
She is acting more like a diesel.
Smallmouth pike, walleye, even lake trout. Come back for a nice cocktail hour, a wonderful dinner, and they fish all evening.
Nice
Will you
fish,
look at that cow?
but a nice fish.
That's huge.
So a lot of my guests will catch smallies and some walleye and pike all day long.
These fish are so muscular, I can't get over the average size.
That didn't take any time.
And in the evenings, they'll really hunt the true trophy fish that, as we all know, love to bite at night.
Maybe you got Wayne's Rock.
Wayne's Rock. I think Wayne's Rock is moving.
Wayne's Rock is fighting pretty well, actually.
That's a good sign. Yep.
Here's another one, 13 feet on the bottom.
Look like a pretty decent fish to me.
Yeah. Got some girth on him. I can't move him.
I can tell that.
That's a real good thing.
That's a wonderful thing about a walleye.
I'm ready when you are. Okay.
Good fish, man.
Oh.
Big fish.
Oh, that is a slob.
Big fish.
Oh,
Jesus, the
beautiful.
average size fish you have here are big.
We don't have a lot of them, but the ones we have are big.
no, I will
Holy
say that is
cow.
a heavy fish.
Wow.
Man,
That's a heavy fish.
Look at those kind of things. They're like sides of beef.
Can we get a measurement on him? Boy, this thing's heavy. It's 30 on the
30,
knot.
30 inches. That's nice. Look how thick it is. That's what everybody comes here for.
Today I've shared with you a very rare where-to Ontario destination at Dahak Lake Lodge. One that any of you can go to for a major trophy walleye fishing experience that's very difficult to find most anywhere else. And to sum it all up, here are a few very motivating reasons for why that's so true.
if you're looking for a place to catch giant walleyes.
280 walleyes over 29 inches caught last year. The world record catch and release walleye and smallmouth bass, both, Dahak Lake Lodge, was named the best fishing lodge in Ontario in 2015 by Nature and Outdoor Tourism in Ontario. Private fishing on a private drive-to lake. Strict conservation management practices in place to ensure trophy fish numbers always remain, and an amazing lodge that makes your stay pure goodness from trips beginning to end.
Here at the lodge, we have all sorts of friends and family that come up and fish with us. Not just your typical guys trip, but couples on their anniversaries, families, young children. We've got things to do for lots of people. You can relax in the hot tub or sauna. On a rainy day, hit the game room, sit in front of the fire, surf the internet with our Wi-Fi. You really can do it all, and everybody can have a wonderful experience.
Now, for those of you wishing to visit Dahak Lake Lodge yourself, here's all the information you'll need. Packages include fantastic accommodations, fine cuisine, a relaxing atmosphere, well-equipped boats with sonar and electric trolling motors, and you can choose to fish on your own or go with a professional guide. You can even show up with nothing more than the appropriate clothing, and they'll take care of you with everything from fishing rods and reels to the best baits for you to use. Finally, be sure to join us again next week when we'll be going after the huge smallmouth bass Dahak Lake has to offer in such plenty. It'll be another story from the wilds of Ontario that I promise you won't soon forget. So I guess until then, what else can I really say other than thank you to everyone up at Dahak Lake Lodge and to those big, fat, golden trophy walleyes for making today's adventure so incredibly memorable. Every time I reflect on that lake, a little chill runs down my spine, looking forward to the next time I'm able to go again. I'm Babe Winkelman. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, everybody, hey, good fishing.